welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you haven't helped yourself to breakfast yet, please help yourself to refreshments. If you've had some, have some more. Make yourself at home. I just wanted to share a few announcements with you before our speakers get started today. We have a full day. And I think I have some good resources for you. So let me just get started. If you've been coming to the program, you're familiar now with our Friends Over 50, our older adult program that's here every Thursday. We gather at 10:30 for breakfast and socializing, and then we have a speaker from 11 to 12. On April 28th, I mentioned this last week as well, there is a joint program from AARP, and the Fairfax County Consumer Affairs Office. We had someone here from that office a few weeks ago talking about scams targeting the elderly. They are doing a joint program on stopping scams. This is at the Fairfax County Government Center on April 28th. The reason I'm mentioning this to you is that there is a shred truck on site from 8 a.m. to noon. There's no quantity limit, and it's free of charge. So if you have documents at home, old bills or medical documents that have sensitive information like your social security number or birth date or anything that you wouldn't want to just throw in the trash, you can take here and they will shred those documents for you for free, and you can take as many as you want. There's no limit. It's on April 28th. It's at the Fairfax County Government Center in the Board Auditorium. Also, this flyer is on the table, and if you're interested, it looks just like this, and you can just be sure to grab something from the table. Please do check out our table. We're adding literature every week from the different agencies that visit with us, and there's a lot of great information here. Some of it is available in other languages if you need that. We are collecting this for you, so if you know someone that would benefit from it, feel free to take a copy for them as well. Also, remember that if you know someone who's not able to attend today, Yusuf has been recording all of these sessions and putting them on the Al-Hijrah YouTube channel, and so if they can't make it here physically, they can get online and watch the presentation and still get the information. On April 30th, there is, from the Office of Aging and Older Affairs in Fairfax County, there is a age 50 plus job fair and expo. If you know anyone who is looking for employment, this is a program that offers seminars, help on your resume, education, continuing education and training. I think they're having a number of speakers here. This is at the Fairfax Marriott in Fair Oaks. It's Monday, April 30th from 10 to 2. There is no admission, no pre-registration. There's free on-site parking, and that's at the Fairfax Marriott at Fair Oaks on Monday, April 30th from 10 to 2. So if you know anyone age 50 plus that is looking for a job or wants to connect to resources and to find employment, this might be a good resource for you. Also, remember that here at Al-Hijrah, Ramadan is coming up very soon, and there are a number of jobs available for Ramadan. These are listed on the Al-Hijrah website. You can make up to $40 a night. There are several positions, more than a dozen positions available in the youth department, also in security and in the kitchen. So there's probably a flyer for this as well, and if you just visit hijrah.org, or if you know anyone in your family that would just like to have the temporary job during Ramadan and make a little money, then that's available to you as well. I also wanted to mention again, Taste of Islam is a very popular program that's coming up here at Al-Hijrah. This is Sunday, April 22nd from noon to 5. This is a great cultural event. There are lots of activities and wonderful food. There are cards that look like this on the table as well, so please grab those cards and share that information as well. We have on our table the Golden Gazette newspaper. This is a monthly publication from Fairfax County that has a ton of information in it for our older adults. One thing that someone pointed out to me that I wanted to share with you is in the most recent publication, the April issue, the Fairfax County libraries at selected branches are giving out free LED light bulbs. Also, you may exchange up to 4 incandescent or compact fluorescent bulbs while supplies last. The Department of Energy estimates that you can save $75 a year by replacing your 5 most frequently used light bulbs with an LED bulb. So keep that in mind. You can do that at the local library. Yes, the amount that you save? Yeah, it's the Department of Energy estimates you can save $75 a year by replacing 5 of your most frequently used bulbs. So you can take your old style bulbs and exchange them at a local library while supplies last, and that's in the April Golden Gazette, available on the table as well at the library. You should call first because it's at selected branches, so make sure that your library is offering it. Lastly, let me just say, I want to remind you again that we're working on starting community health days here at Al-Hijrah. This will be a sort of open house on Saturdays from noon to 3, where we'll be able to receive folks for very simple screenings, blood sugar screenings and blood pressure, that sort of thing. But we are seeking a volunteer female nurse practitioner to launch the program. So if you know anyone working in healthcare or a nurse or nurse practitioner who would be willing to donate a few hours on Saturdays, there will be a doctor here as well. We're in the process of putting that whole program together, hoping to launch it in the next month or so. Please just direct them to me or have them call Tahani in the social services office, and she can direct them as well. Are there any questions on anything, any comments from anyone right now? Okay, with that, I'm going to introduce our speakers today. We have 2. We're starting with Jackie Rich, who is an information technology educator. Jackie works at the 14 local senior services teaching technology to older adults. And she has a presentation for you. And then we have with us Ciola Grant, who is a service area manager for the Bailey Senior Center, which is not far from here. And she's going to talk about the many wonderful services that our senior centers offer. If you're not aware of it, May, I believe, is Older Adults Month, and there's a lot of special programming scheduled for that, and so she's going to share some of that information with you. So with that, as I said, please help yourself to something to eat if you haven't had anything yet, and just bear with us while I hand off the mic here, and we'll get started.
All right. Oh. My name is Jackie. I teach technology at all 14 senior centers, and we even have a senior center in Fairfax, and they're the center without walls. They don't actually have a brick and mortar building, so they meet at different libraries and different places in the community and have their events there. They're a very active group, and they travel a lot. They're actually one of my favorite centers. But each center in Fairfax is wonderful. They're all very unique, and they all have very different and diverse populations. Before we go into all the services that are offered, I want to show you how to find the services. Fairfax has recently launched a brand new web page, and we don't have internet in here, so I've got a PowerPoint, and it's just going to show you how to find things on the web page, because there's a lot of services that I really think are underutilized, and a lot of the people in the centers in Fairfax County don't use them because they don't know about them. Some of them are for members of the senior centers only, but some of them aren't, and they're just for any member of the community. So the name of the website, it's very easy, fairfaxcounty.gov. And I will tell you, the search button is going to be your best friend. Okay, it's a little tricky to navigate, but if you go into the search box, you can search for any service that you're looking for, and you're going to be able to get to it. For me, it's a lot faster to do it rather than navigating. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is up in the top corner, the top right corner where the red circle is the settings button. That is a fantastic resource if you need to switch languages. I believe there's over 100 languages that you can change the website to, and it'll help you navigate a little bit easier to get exactly what you need. So there's all of that's just a screenshot of the actual web page, but you can see there's quite a few languages to pick from because we do try to make it open and accessible to everybody. Okay, so when you click on the select language button, it's a drop-down menu. You can pick whatever you want to make it best for you, or if you're going to be recommending this to somebody else. To get to the senior center area, and on this web page, aside from the senior center portion of it, there's everything you could possibly want to know about Fairfax County. Probably some things you don't want to know too, but it's there. So the easiest thing to do is you're going to pick residence up in the top left corner there. After that, you're going to go to individuals and families, and then scroll all the way over to where it says older adults. And that's going to be anything senior related on there. If you're not in the senior population, under the residents, individuals, and families, there's tons of other resources too. They can help you find childcare, healthcare, libraries, anything like that. But that's a real good resource right there, and that's going to be the fastest way. So when you click on that button, it's going to take you to the older adults section. And there, it'll help you find information about taxes, Medicaid, disability, senior centers, rec centers, and transportation. Most of our rec centers are for teens and kids, but some of them are combined, and they do have senior services offered there as well. So once you click on the senior centers, it's going to go right there, and it has all the department resources listed on the side. If there's a senior center that you're particularly interested in joining, or one that's closer to you, there's a calendars page, and that's going to be a wonderful resource. A lot of people like to they like to search different centers, and there's anything from ballroom dance, there's knitting, crocheting, yoga, tai chi. Our exercise programs are phenomenal. Most of them are a very low cost. It'll be $5 or $8 for an 8-week session, and some of them are actually free. And it's definitely something to take advantage of for that. All right, so that's how you get to all the activities. This is a brief map of where all the senior centers are located in Fairfax. So they're kind of spread out a little bit. Hopefully there's one close to you. Most of them are very easy to get to. They have very nice parking there, and they're beautiful facilities. And we do have the center without walls. They don't have an actual location on the map because they move. Okay, the cost is about $2 a month if you're a member of Fairfax, so that's really the best bargain in town. With that, you can get Fast Trans. If the Fast Trans will pick you up from your home, take you to the center, and take you back to your home afterwards. It will only take you to the center that's closest to you. If you want to take ballroom dancing out in Highland Hall and you don't live there, you will need to find your own transportation for something like that. But that $2 a month will get you membership to all of the 14 senior centers, and of course the one without walls too. You're not just restricted. So if there's a class over at Little River Glen, you're welcome to take that class, as well as any of the other ones located at the centers. For non-residents, Celia, maybe you can help me out with this. The price for non-residents, I think it's about $10 a month. I think it's a little less. $100 a year, so that is less than $10 a month. So it's still a very good deal. It's less than what most people pay to go to a gym. Okay, each center is very unique. We have very unique members at all of them, and they're wonderful because everybody brings a different perspective and something special to the community, and we really do embrace diversity there, and we love hearing about life experiences there. There's also a lot of volunteer opportunities. And people come in and they'll say, listen, I know a watercolor very well. Can I teach a class? Well, absolutely you can teach the class on that. So if there's a special talent that you have, there's bridge groups and card groups, and you want to share that with other people, you are welcome to become a volunteer in the center, or just form your own group and say, can we meet, every Thursday at 1 o'clock or something? And they would love to have you do that. Okay, these are just some of our activities that we have. like I said, exercise is very popular. Yoga, Tai Chi, anything like that. We also have a very active traveling group. One group this year, Kingstown, they're actually going to Hawaii, and they're a very active group. They will go to New York. They'll go see the leaves change up in Vermont. They take bus trips. There's also what they call trips of necessity, and each center offers that once or twice a week. And that's the trips that they're going to go. They're short trips, and it's to the grocery store. They'll go to Aldi, they'll go to Shoppers, they'll go to Wegmans, anything like that, Target, Walmart. And they offer that facility, or that service. It's very, very popular, especially for people that don't drive. So before I turn it over to Ciola, does anybody have any questions about our senior centers? No? I did that good of a job, huh? I addressed it all. I'm going to leave my card and everything here. If you have any questions, our technology classes are very popular. Sometimes they're a structured class. It depends on the center and their director, where we'll keep an ongoing class, or it'll be 6 weeks and we start at the beginning. Other people just need individual help. I'm totally fine with that. I enjoy that. If you need help syncing your phone to your computer or your phone to your iPad, anything like that, your songs aren't downloading, or you want to play music, or you're having trouble with your password, I will teach one-on-one. I also teach small group classes. Facebook, FaceTime is very popular. I am very adamant about security, so I can show you how to set the security settings on your computer and on Facebook, so you can actually see who has access to your information, because it is very scary what you're actually putting out there. We have very limited control over our public information. It's just the world we live in right now, so we control it as much as we can. But we do have a wide range of classes and individual help as well, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of that. So here's my little pictures popping up there. And I think we're good to go. You ready?
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Oh, and this is Ciola Grant. She's my boss. I'm going to turn it over to her right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to shock you. I don't know how much I need this either, but I'll put it on. Okay. I feel strange with this on my head, but it's on. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Good. It's very nice to be here. This is my first time here in this area, and I definitely love the center. It's beautiful. Once again, as Jackie said, I am the service area manager for the Bailey's Community Center, and actually I have only been appointed to this position for about the last 2 months. Prior to that, I was in the Pemmon Hills area at that senior center there, and I don't know if you're familiar with the Pemmon Hills Senior Center, but it's in the Tyson's Corner area, not very far from here. I consider all of this kind of the same community, from Tyson's all the way down through the Bailey's Crossroads area. So we get a lot of the same families and population that come through all of the community centers and the senior centers. Thank you very much. And I still consider myself really new to Virginia as well. I have not been in Virginia but about 2.5 years, moving from the south of South Carolina and being from Florida and Georgia. This weather is one of the newest things for me with this changing. How do y'all feel about that snow we might have this weekend? Not good for springtime, as we're supposed to be having our newly spring weather in April, which is strange. But as Jackie's done a great job at kind of showing you the gist of the site where you can locate the senior centers and the community centers. But as far as the services, and just a little bit more in depth, and I want to kind of get into maybe questions that you might have about the services that are offered in the centers. So has anyone been to any of the Fairfax County community centers or senior centers at all? Never taken a visit? We might need to do a road trip. I think y'all might need to come visit one of the centers one Thursday. I actually just left Pemmon Hills, and it actually is a very multicultural center. It actually is considered the multicultural center in Fairfax County. And for the last 2 years, I was there from Thursdays with the Iranian Persian and dancing. We just celebrated Nowruz. In that area, to the Chinese New Year, to every cultural group actually in this Tyson's area. As I'm sure you know, there is a ton of culture. From now we're getting into Cinco de Mayo, and yes, May is Older Americans Month, but we also have huge Cinco de Mayo celebrations. And not only are we celebrating older Americans in May, we have a creative aging festival that will be going on at all of the senior centers in the county. So that may be an opportunity, Stacy, for you to come out and look at some of the art programs. We'll have special guests as far as drumming demonstrations and dance demonstrations, painting demonstrations. We'll feature all of the cultural groups, artists from the Chinese culture to the ancient Persian art as well, traditional clothing, and we'll have fashion shows, which will be, Pemmon Hills will have 2 fashion shows because it actually is going along with our Mother's Day celebrations. When we love to celebrate our mothers in May, and me being a mother, I know that we love May. I noticed that we have a diverse group of age populations, I think. So not only do we have our older Americans, but I can tell we have some, maybe we'll say, under that 50 range as well. And right now in the county, if you don't know, 50 plus is eligible for all of our centers and services. So what once was considered 65 plus or an older adult now is more an active adult. And that is the direction that the senior centers in Fairfax County are going, is that we are active adult centers. And so you'll see that there, as Jackie stated, there are more exercise classes, and there are going to be more involvement in the arts and dance and culture, and looking for new ideas to generate intergenerational type ideas where you'll have families coming in and doing different activities together. Is anyone familiar with the James Lee Center? I know it is pretty close to you here in this area. And it has a vast amount of children's programming as well as adult programming that go into the evening. Most of the community centers stay open till 10 p.m. The senior centers, the majority of them close at 4, but what happens is that like Bailey's and the James Lee Center, that is your closest community centers, we operate senior programs and we operate youth and family programs. So we're open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is all day long. And those that have children or grandchildren, there is a vast amount of programming. Right now, we will be getting ready for our summer camp. And so I don't know if anyone is in need of summer camp information. That information as well can be found on the fairfaxcounty.gov site, because the summer camp programs do run from June 18th through August 24th. And they are based on a sliding scale. So they are based on income, and we take up to 120 to 200 at James Lee kids during the summer. And the kids go on field trips, and they're afforded all kinds of programming throughout the summer, from arts to dance to field trips. And she's ready now, I think. No, I'm not bothered by it. I have 2 girls, so I'm used to it. But I just want to know, does anyone have any questions about anything they maybe have seen or heard about the Fairfax County Centers? Anything from the school system that we do a lot. We try to be in connection with the school system to tell them the community center information. We run after school programs as well throughout the year, as well as we just got finished with a spring break program. So the centers are always open, the community centers are always open to children activities throughout the year. The senior centers are, like I said, are different because they do close at 4 p.m. And most of the time, the seniors like to get in after the kids go and get out before they come back. So that's kind of how the Fairfax County buses operate as well, that fast train system that is also eligible to anyone in their area for a senior program. And they can get, that bus runs back and forth from your home, basically for 50 cents per route. So $1 a day, you can come to the senior center and participate in activities if you were interested in a senior center in your area to come to programming. Some of the information, I don't know, how far can I go with this? Okay. Some of the information up here on the table, I just want to, I guess, let you know about. There is a calendar right now for the Baileys area, and you'll find these at all senior centers in the area, from the South County all the way up through our area here in Tysons, out to Herndon. They can be found online. They won't be as detailed, but they will list the trips. As Jackie said, all of our centers go on trips, and those transportation is provided for those trips as well. It's based on the fast train system, so those trips are $1 as well, unless there are extra activities that they do. If you're going shopping and that type of thing, of course you would be bringing your money to go to the grocery store, or even just going to DC. A lot of the members find it very helpful that, like right now, we're getting ready for the cherry blossoms. We're praying that they're going to bloom, and this is a big time of the year that we take a lot of trips to see the cherry blossoms. So opportunities like that, where you don't want to have to drive to DC, you don't have to worry about parking, you can come to the senior center and you can sign up for one of our trips, go see the cherry blossoms down in the basin area. We might have lunch down there, and not a long day, but just enough to get you out to view the beautiful cherry blossoms and come back home. So that's what a lot of our members enjoy doing, and as well as, you know, the museums and a lot of the cultural areas in the DC area that some of our seniors may not be able to drive to. And believe it or not, I mean, I don't even like to drive in the area. So if I can jump on a fast train bus and go on a trip and not have to drive, I would definitely do it. I enjoy the trips probably just as much as the members do. No. We do not like driving in DC. And that is one of the benefits of being a senior center member in Fairfax County, is that those trips are, most centers go on 4 to 6 trips a month. Some go on a few more. There are some limits with everything because of just, as we talked about, the traffic. So we have to gauge our distances based on the area that we're in. But some centers do weekend trips as well, and that also can include a little further and a little longer time. We've done different shows, as like Jackie said, some go a little bit further, which that's more of a traveling club, so they do actually some distances. The things that are sponsored by Fairfax County, within the county, we try to keep the distance between the DMV area, so we're not taking all day on the bus and spending too much time traveling and not enjoying the sights. But as the weather gets nicer, we do a lot of outdoor types of trips as far as parks, and through the fall weather, from the cherry blossoms all the way through the fall foliage, we try to go out and see, from Green Springs to Meadowlark to a lot of the parks in the area, and do a lot of things with the Park Authority as well. From the museums downtown, and also just different shows. One of the highlights, I think, at the Pemmon Hill Senior Center was that they did a river boat cruise last year down the Potomac, and that was something that they were very interested in. And the county takes part in helping to provide those type of trips and to provide assistance with those that may want to go and may not be able to afford it. But it's just the benefit of being a member at the Senior Center that based on with all services in the county, we try not to ever turn any family down for any services. So there's always a willing way for us to provide services for children or for older adults to register. You do have to become a member, and you can come into the local. Yes, you can come. You can come into the senior center to register, and I will say that in the near future, it will become an online tool as well. But based on where your home address is, if you were in the Bailey's Crossroad area, you could come into the Bailey's Senior Center. The membership, based on just a regular Fairfax County resident, is $48 a year. There is a sliding scale for that also. So seniors, like I said, that feel as if there's a Social Security or statement provided, then they can also get that fee waiver down to $24 for the year. Yes, ma'am. We are, yes. Bailey's is located on 5920 Summers Lane, so it is right off of Columbia Pike. Also in your area is a senior program at James Lee, which is located off of Annandale. And as I've mentioned, Pemmon Hills is up in the Tysons area. It's located off of McGarity. Fair Oaks area, you have the Providence Senior Center. It's located off of Vaden. And you also have the Herndon Senior Center that is over in the Herndon area. In the South County area, as far as the Alexandria, Kingstown, which has the very large traveling group, as well as Lorton, Sully, don't let me forget any, Jackie. Lincolnia, Little River Glen, there are 14 senior centers in Fairfax County. So there's always one somewhere near you, I'm sure. And they're not very hard to find. But that new website is going to be your best friend when you're trying to locate those addresses. Oh, there we go. See, and here is a list of all of them. So if anyone wants some of these, I'm going to pass a few around. Well, Jackie will pass a few around. And we do know that sometimes Fast Tran is not, the only transportation, and it has its limits. So there are other transportation methods within the county. As we know that we have to be versatile and a little bit flexible with transportation. But one of the biggest obstacles we know is transportation. So there are some other options. There's a program now called Seniors on the Go. It's kind of like Uber for seniors. Of course, you have Uber, regular Uber. If you use that, it's always available as well. And Metro Access has some options as well. If you're eligible for that program, they come to our senior centers. And there are some volunteer opportunities that, depending on each senior center, there are opportunities that are available in the area for different transportation options. Yes, there is some information here on the Seniors on the Go. It's actually a senior citizens taxi cab program, and so I would advise you to please pick up one of these as well. This is for 65 years and older. So every program has different criteria as far as qualifying, but we're finding that as people see the need, there are being more and more emphasis put on transportation for seniors. This actually is more of a coupon type program, so it does give seniors a discount with the taxi cab services in this area, from the Falls Church yellow cab, red top, white top, and Springfield yellow cab. Will all provide discounts for seniors, but they must submit this application through the county, and then they will receive the coupon book that they can give the cab drivers for the services. Mm-hmm. We work, the Fast Tran service that we work with for the county also tries to provide alternate transportation when we do come into areas where they're not able to go, because there is a limit on the amount of bus service that each center is provided and the area that they cover. And just because we live in such a large county, we do run into limitations with the transportation service, where we try to work with families to provide some type of transportation. You're welcome, you're welcome. I'm not gonna run away yet, so I'm gonna try to pull some more questions out of y'all. So I don't know if there's any other services that you're looking for in the county as far as senior services, but there are different avenues for contacting caseworkers within the county, and for older adults, it is the same line as the 211 line that you can reach services for assistance with any other needs, whether they are home services or any other type of caregiving services within the household. Let me see what else I got up here. Are you familiar with the Golden Gazette? Yes. Okay, so we get the Golden Gazette as well, and I saw you had already mentioned the 50 Plus Employment Expo, which is coming up, and this is always full of great information because it goes out to the whole entire county. But as far as the senior center's individual activities, I would definitely say to monitor the online, and I'll be sharing with Stacy the creative aging information, so maybe some of you can come out and see some of the activities throughout the month of May, as we do partnership with some of the community agencies, and all of the senior centers will have different activities going on in May also. Yes, that's great. And actually volunteers on a larger scale, there are volunteers in Fairfax County that do the tech on call, which is come in and help with technical assistance, but there are also volunteers that will come and help with other options as well, whether that is shopping or whether it is doing any type of a household item that a senior cannot do themselves. It may be cleaning ceiling fans or moving boxes, or they may just need someone to pick up 3 cases of water every month. We understand that those are the type of things that seniors have difficulties doing as they age and cannot do the heavy lifting, as well as there are senior programs that I'm sure you're probably aware of that deliver meals in the county and also can provide other medical transportation. There are volunteer transportation services as well that volunteers volunteer through Volunteer Solutions and Volunteer Fairfax. Yes. I know, we touched on Fast Train, but we did not touch on that all of our senior centers do have meals on a daily basis. Those meals are provided through Fairfax County Schools, and they also are on that same sliding scale as far as income. Actually, inside of the Bailey's newsletter, you'll find a menu for different options. All of the options throughout the school system, as well as in the Fairfax County Senior Center, always have a variety based on dietary needs. So it is always fruit options, salad options. There's always a hot option, and there's always a cold option. So we try to meet everyone's needs, whether they eat based on medical needs or based on any other options of meat options, and there's always a vegetarian option. Those meals are provided for all senior adults that are 60 plus in the senior centers. Help with the computers? Yes, they are. We actually have a computer lab at Bailey's. As I'm looking, you're asking all the right questions. Yes, if you even look on the back, it's a program. We have a technology hour on Mondays and Wednesdays at the Bailey's Community Center with a full computer lab. There are also several senior centers that host classes that Jackie actually leads a lot of, where we do different technology programs. It may even be phone technology, iPad technology, basic computer help. We're finding that, as everyone knows, we need some type of computer assistance now to do everything, and our phones are little computers. So everyone's walking around with this little computer, and we know that it can be hard to navigate. So there is assistance in the class, as well as there can be one-on-one. We actually just recently, that tech team now we're putting together of actually senior volunteers that are helping and going into the communities and helping other seniors with just, if you're needing help with just establishing a email address or checking email, browsing the web to find these type of activities in those search engines. It's one of the things also that during the summer we'll bring our youth in and let them help with the senior citizens, because they actually know more than all of us. They seem to be just ahead and above in the technology realm of figuring out phones and computers and iPads as all the technology changes daily on us. So we are using our youth to help, as well as bringing in other volunteers that can either come into the home, or you can come to the senior centers and get assistance with technology help. I'm not going to hold you too much more, but I just want to thank you for inviting me, and to let you know that you are always welcome at any Fairfax County Senior Center. If you would like to come in and visit a senior center, please stop by and just let them know that you would like to come in and see for a day how the programs run. We are open door. Feel free to call the senior centers, ask for the center director if you need information about programs that are being held, and also go online and look at the schedules change monthly, but most centers operate on a daily schedule of having activities from exercise to art programs to just socialization hours, whether that's game playing or physical type activities. I thank you, and I just wish you a very happy day and have a good weekend. Thank you.